Our author today is Dr. Jobyna Terry. She actually messaged me, and so I was happy about that. I'll read her little introduction. It says Dr. Jobyna Terry is a native of Halifax, Virginia, and law school graduate from the Charlotte School of Law. Dr. Terry is also alumna of Norfolk State University in Norfolk, Virginia. Dr. Terry discovered she had a knack for writing. As an elementary student, she wrote short stories for an in-class competition, which was started by her teacher, Mrs. Royster. In her teenage years, she wrote songs and poetry. During law school, Dr. Terry's writing style changed a bit to become more concise, but it did not change the passion she had for writing. She always had a passion for storytelling, which is why it came easy in certain classes. Dr. Terry decided to write Perfectly Brown after taking her goddaughter to the library and noticing there were no brown children in books. She started on her quest to encourage black children to read about themselves, but show them that black families exist. Perfectly Brown is now her company, which consists of books, mentoring, coaching, and jewelry. Her next children's project, called Just Justice, will reflect blended families. So everyone help me welcome Dr. Jobyna.
Thank you. That's a nice introduction. I appreciate it. So how is everyone doing today?
Good.
That's good. And as she stated, I'm from Halifax, Virginia, which isn't far from here, so we're kind of neighbors. So, like you said, I started Perfectly Brown. I took my goddaughter to the library. I didn't see anything that reflected her, so she wasn't reading about herself. So it was very important to me that she learn about herself and our families and our values. So I wrote Perfectly Brown. So Jordan Brown is our star of the book. And Jordan Brown, she's a smart little girl. She has one dimple. She has brown skin. She has natural hair. Sometimes it's in an afro. And sometimes when we wake up in the morning, our hair is all over the place. And she embraces that. She embraces going to school. She loves to read. And it's very important to show a positive image to young girls at this age because, with social media and TV, it's taken away from what they believe beauty should be. They're giving off the wrong perception of what beauty is. So that's why it was important to me to give back and pour back into my goddaughter. Okay, what you see on TV isn't real. What you see every day is more real than what you're going to see on TV and in videos and on social media. So just stay true to yourself. God made us different. So you shouldn't have to try to blend in. So that was a very important landmark in Perfectly Brown. So it took me from about August of last year to November to write and publish and illustrate the book. Quick turnover, but let me tell you, before that I was studying for the bar. I took the bar, I was finished, I was unemployed. Being a law school graduate is the same thing as being a college graduate. You come out, you're looking for employment. So you're looking for, well, where am I going to fit in next? So, of course, me being unemployed, I'm like, okay, God, well, where do you want me at now? What do you want me to do? So the book was put on my heart. I completed it. It was done. So then, after it was finished, I'm like, well, Jesus, I'm still unemployed. So what else can I do to keep me occupied? So I thought about, okay, so I can add supplemental products to my line. Because a wise lady once told me, if you want to be wealthy, you need at least 7 streams of income. So I was like, okay, well, I got one down pat right now, so let me move on and try to do something else. So I made the jewelry. And the jewelry inspiration was basically I saw a post online that said black women were made out of cocoa, honey, brown sugar, and gold. So I said, okay, well, since we are all made out of different shapes and colors and sizes, why not let the jewelry reflect that? So they're all different pieces and colors and shades and tones and hues of brown and gold, just to symbolize that and to symbolize who we were as queens and kings and royalty. After that, I said, okay, well we got 2 sources of income right here. So what are we gonna do next? A T-shirt. Why not do a T-shirt? Because if you're a business owner, word of mouth is your marketing. People see you in your clothes every day. So if you're walking around, they're like, well, what is that? What am I in Perfectly Brown? I am Perfectly Brown is stating that, okay, I am accepting who I am, I'm accepting my hair, and I am accepting who God made me be. That's what the shirt symbolizes. So after that, I was like, okay, God, I see you working. I got 3, well, let me try to one up it again. So got a job. I was like, okay, because I have to fund my business. And when funding your business, sometimes you're your biggest motivator and you have to build your own capital. So that's where the job came in. I'm like, well, okay, I got money now, Jesus. Thank you for that. So let me buy books. And the easiest thing for me to do is use social media because that's free marketing. So if you have a business, use your free marketing, use your resources. You don't have a lot of capital, use your free resources. You have Instagram. I don't know if everybody uses Instagram, Facebook. If you're familiar with it, use it. And if you don't know how to use it, get someone to show you how to use it or let them do it for you. You can set marketing posts so you don't have to do it. I know a lot of us are still working our current jobs and still trying to be business owners, and it's hard. But you have to stay consistent and you have to stay on it. So I was like, okay, well, let me do something else that can help people who may not have went to college and don't know where to start with their business. So I wrote the All About Business Workbook, and it's from contemplation, creation, and consummation. So basically, it's saying, okay, it's a thought right now. So what am I going to do to take my thought to that reality? And what products am I going to create from that thought to help me flourish my business and help my business stay afloat? And then consummation is actually executing that plan and making sure that, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm setting a goal to release this. I'm setting a goal to release that. And that's what I had to do. Like when you're an author and you're doing everything yourself, because I'm a self-published author or an indie author, whatever they want to call it, and you have to really market yourself. Everything you do is through you. When you have bigger publishers, you're worried about, okay, well, what cut are they going to get? What cut am I going to get? How are they going to do my marketing? Is it marketing that I approve of? So that's what you have to go in thinking when you're writing your own book. How much creative control do you want over your stuff? Me personally, I'm an artist, so I'm sensitive about my stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, I like the way this format is right now. I don't want someone else going in and changing and taking this out and putting this in because it may not convey the message that I wanted to convey originally. A lot of people will tell you, well, don't do your own cover. If you're an artist, you can draw and you can get it done, do your own cover. I drew everything in this book. That took longer than actually writing the book. So don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do for your business. It's your business. It comes from your heart, and you know what messages you want to convey from your business. So go with it. And another thing about marketing, sometimes when you're working with different people and you're networking, you want to make sure the people that you're networking with, their goals align with yours. Because people clawed you together, the birds of a feather. We all heard that. So they might look at their perception and say, okay, well, they're doing this and this is something that I don't like, and I thought your brand was about this. You want to be sure that you're not putting off negative energy from other people's posts or other people's work. So always be sure that you stay true to yourself, no matter how much money you get, how many people you know, stay true to yourself, because that's going to keep your clients and that's going to keep your customers because they're going to know you as the original you. All right. I'm trying to breathe. All right, so basically the whole seminar today is about taking your book to your business. It's really an easy process. If you're passionate about what you're doing, write your book. Everyone has a story. Not everyone knows where to start. So write your thoughts down. Like writer's block is real. I've had writer's block. But what you can do with writer's block is step away from it. You don't have to do it every day. And that's another thing with publishers. They might give you a deadline. When you're working by yourself, you don't have a deadline. It'll get done when it gets done. You don't have that pressure. And that's back to the royalty thing. You're like, okay, well, they're deciding how much money I'm going to make. And I didn't want to do that because I'm like, okay, well, I know who my target audience is. It's parents, it's children. The economy is better, but still you want to make stuff that's affordable for your parents. You have a lot of single parents. So you want to do stuff that's affordable for them. It just depends on your target audience and who you're marketing to. Because if you're marketing your price up high just to get profit, you're not really giving value. So you have to make so it's affordable and you still get profit because you don't want to make anything. You want to make something, but but you gotta think about, okay, well, what are the spending habits of these people that I'm trying to sell to? Am I being consistent with these people? Am I available to these people? Can they come to me and I have the supply for their demand? So, are there any questions?
How do you know how to price your work, from jewelry to books? Is there a magic formula, even though you say that you want to make it affordable? What's affordable?
Okay, so with the book, you have to factor in how much that you're spending. If you're spending, say for instance, that your book costs $6 a print, you want to make a reasonable dollar amount. So you will mark it up as far as you're comfortable with your royalties. And then you also want to look at, well, what are they willing to spend? Me, I went to different bookstores, I looked to see what were their prices, and I tried to put it in the middle of that. And with the jewelry, it just depends, because you don't want to undervalue your stuff. So you have to look at, okay, again, what am I spending? What is it costing me to manufacture this? What are some other things in the market that are similar to what I'm making, and how can I price it competitively with that? And it's just like Amazon. If you go on Amazon, you look up a book, you see a whole line of books that have different prices, and you see some that have that medium price, and some that are a little over, some that are a little lower. So you always want to hit in that middle. Yeah, because you know, more people are looking at this like, okay, if it's too cheap, well, what's their rate? It's always good to get reviews from your customers, because then other people see, okay, you're dependable. The content is good. We want to work with you. And the more you supply that demand, you can put out more, and you could sometimes shift your price, because the more you get in, you're like, okay, well, I'm getting more in. Let me shift it a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be 50 cents, $1. If your stuff is good, they're gonna buy it. So that's the thing, like, you have to look at what you're spending, you have to look at what's the market value right now, and you have to look at how much you're gonna profit from. So that's how you kind of like channel, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna put this as, and this is what I'm gonna put this as. And you can even do ebooks.
Is that what this is?
That's the print. I have an ebook, and this one has an ebook as well. But it's all looking at your profit margins. Most ebooks, if you put them online, the publisher is gonna take like $3. Say if you set that for 12, they take 3. You still have a decent profit margin. So just look at that, and you know, they'll give you options and formats and stuff if you're gonna do a self-publishing. I went through Lulu. They gave you all types of formats you can use. You can play with the numbers. Sometimes it fluctuates, varying on page numbers. You just have to look at who you're going through. Did I answer your question?
You sure did.
Okay. Any other questions?
You said you use who?
Lulu.
Okay. Is that a free service?
Well, basically the way Lulu operates, they're free as far as publishing. So they take care of your copyrights, but they charge you to print and to ship. All right, any other questions? Don't be scared.
And maybe I misunderstood.
Okay.
I'm really interested in the book itself. Can you tell us a little more about the story of the young lady?
Sure. Okay, so Jordan Brown, she's an 8-year-old. She has 2 brothers, they're twins. You know, with twins, sometimes they tend to play tricks on each other, and she deals with that. And growing up, her mother's an attorney and her father is a police officer, and they work together to make sure the community is safe and make sure the citizens are taken care of. She has a teacher that loves her to death. Basically, she's a character. She's an actor. You know, she's that little girl that shines bright in the classroom. She loves to learn. She plays with her friends. All her friends, they're different shades, different colors, different hairstyles. They're all just little girls just playing and teaching each other and learning. And then in the end, you know, it shows the grandparents who are working together, and they get the kids off the bus in the afternoon, and they make sure they eat healthy. And then the parents come home at night and they take care of them, and they cook and they talk about their day, and they make sure their homework is done, and then they tuck them in at night, and then they let them know, you're fine the way you are. You're perfect the way you are. So don't let anyone else tell you that you're not perfect, because I'm instilling that in you at home. So you you don't have to go out there looking for confirmation from anyone else. Because I'm telling you this every day constantly. I'm telling you it's okay to be smart. It's okay for your hair to be natural. It's okay for you to be brown skinned. You don't have to look like everyone else to fit in.
Does it happen in Virginia? Is it set in Virginia?
Yeah. And it's honestly it's kind of based off my real life. Like the grandparents have a farm. My grandparents have a farm, and I grew up on the farm. And my goddaughter, she has the one dimple and the curly hair, and she has, her mother and her stepfather, and it's just showing all that. And like when I grew up, I had both my parents, so that's all I know. And that's what, from them telling me, you're smart, you can do this, you're going to do it, and I did it. My whole thing growing up was make sure they were proud. That was my motivation, make sure they were proud. Everything I did surrounded making sure they were proud.
And we proud of
And a lot of kids lose that nowadays because, with the single parents, they're not always home. So with my goddaughter, I try to make sure she knows you're smart, you can do this, don't give up. I know it's hard right now, but it gets worse. But you can do this right now. Every stage you go through, you can do it. It's okay. It's gonna get hard. You're gonna cry. I cried during the bar. So it's all right. Like, let it out, wipe your tears away, get over it, and keep going because you can do it. Like, know that you can do it. You're smart. And a lot of kids need to hear that more often. And that's when I mentor, I'm telling them, like, listen, you don't have to blend in with everybody else. Be you. Someone say something you don't like, walk away. What are you losing from walking away? You're losing more by staying there and fighting with that person. So whenever I talk to little girls, little boys, it's always the same message. Be true to you. Don't worry about what everyone has to say about you, because someone's always going to have something to say about you. You just have to keep moving. Like, when we're adults, people still have stuff to say about us, but we can't fight everyone that has something to say about us. So that's what I tell them. I know they make you mad when they say certain stuff, but we don't like jail. So we're not gonna go everybody that says something about us. And that's what they have to realize. Like, yes, you're a child. Yes, stuff is gonna happen, but you can avoid a lot of stuff that can save you in the long run.
Do you take this on the road? In other words, do you talk to kids about your book?
I do. I have 10 girls in Charlotte that I talked to, and we talked about the book, and we talked about the same thing I just told you guys. Don't try to fit in. You wasn't made to fit in. Like, be